You know what this is. This is the WWE versus TNA Monday Night, January 4th review. I watched TNA and recorded WWE. So, I wrote down the matches, I wrote down who debuted, and let's get started. I'm going to review TNA, but I'm going to give you snippets here and there to be, because I went back and forth last night, so you know how it was. To start off the TNA show, there was a steel asylum, basically an elimination chamber, but without the openings, without the wrestler openings. The 8-way, no contest, because Homicide got disqualified because he had a baton. But I don't know if this was an error, or he just couldn't, or that was a storyline. But he couldn't get out of the cage. He couldn't muster up the energy to be like a spider and like get out of the cage. Like he had to go like this, into a hole and then out. He couldn't do that. Well, anyway, I guess Homicide gave Jeff Hardy enough time to come out. Jeff Hardy beat up Homicide, and that was the debut of Jeff Hardy. Now I don't know if he had a debut that night, or just a one-way, or just a one-night return. 3 out of 5 that first match. And then after that match, there was an interview with Kevin Nash. He has no powers. Very lazy interview. Very Hulk Hogan's on his way. What is that? Nothing. And then after that, there was a knockout match. Championship Tara versus ODB. This match, the crowd were clashing on. Some rooted for Tara, some rooted for ODB. 2 out of 5, pretty good match, decent, halfway decent. Not all the crazy moves that I thought they would be. Ric Flair debuts right after that match through a limo into AJ Styles' locker room. He doesn't do much that night. He just walks around. He doesn't even talk. And then Bobby Lashley comes down into the ring, and his wife demands that Bobby Lashley gets a release from TNA. As you can see, there's a heel turn in process, and Bobby Lashley is now a heel. And then after that, they demand the release, and then they walk out. 2 seconds. And then after that, we are introduced to Scott Hall and X-Pac. They're trying to get in the building, but the security guards won't let them. I don't get that, since they should be on the guest list, but they're obviously not. They come out saying, "Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back." And Hulk Hogan comes out and he says, "Scott Hall, X-Pac, get out of the crowd. You're coming in the ring with me, boy, yeah." And then they get in the ring, but X-Pac and Scott Hall, they want to do it like the old times. And Hulk Hogan, he's like, "No, we gotta change it up. This is not the old times anymore. You gotta fight for your spot. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you do to get to the top." And Scott Hall and X-Pac don't like that. So Kevin Nash comes out, and he goes on Scott Hall and X-Pac's side. And then Eric Bischoff comes out, and he's on Hulk Hogan's side. So it's Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff on this side, and Scott Hall, X-Pac, and Kevin Nash on this side. So it's 2 against 3. And basically, Scott Hall, X-Pac, and Kevin Nash, they leave because they're just giving up the argument. And then when the show comes back from that commercial break, this is an error. I hear Eric Bischoff yell to the crowd, "Make some noise, you're on TV." I heard that. I don't know if anybody else did, but I heard that. Now, the crowd wasn't making enough noise. I could see that happening, considering you could see that the crowd is made up of a bunch of people that were right now vacationing in Florida, because there wasn't a lot of TNA hardcore fans. That I didn't like so much. Well, maybe the people couldn't afford to go to Florida. And after that, another knockout match. Awesome Kong and Amada versus Sarita and Taylor Wilde, the current knockout tag team champions. Awesome Kong and Amada won. Now, I don't know how that team's gonna work out, considering Amada never had a heel turn, but is now fighting with Awesome Kong. I don't see how they combine those two, but I gave it a 4 out of 5 because it was really good. Sarita and Taylor Wilde, they were really acrobatic, really agile, but just Awesome Kong and Amada outpowered them. It's like it was basically it wasn't a squash match. No. And then in the back there was a women's poker game with the beautiful people. Val Venus made his debut. Now I don't know if that's one night or that's a contract, but it doesn't really matter because he didn't do any wrestling. He's just more of a talking wrestler. Sorry. Nasty Boys debut. They can't get into the building. Next match is Hernandez and Matt Morgan versus Raven and Dr. Stevie. Basically a squash match. Matt Morgan kicks Stevie he threw him to the ropes, and then he just kicked him with his leg into the face. 1, 2, 3, done. Not even 15 seconds went by. I'm telling you. What are you watching? And then after that, there was a Pope Gennaro interview. The Pope D'Angelo Gennaro interview. That must be the longest name in wrestling. And then, guess who makes his debut on TNA? Orlando Jordan. Yes. But he just talked. And nobody really remembers him from back then with JBL. He used to be JBL's sidekick in WWE. He was given the box to retire. He never really did much. Very laggy. And then, Desmond Wolfe versus the Pope D'Angelo Dinero. The Pope wins against Desmond Wolfe, and Desmond Wolfe is given a go down in the rankings thing. Unsuspecting win. And after that, wrestlers start getting attacked. We had never really given who's doing the attackings, but we're just guessing. And Bubba Love Sponge is given a heel turn because he's like, oh, I got these interviews, just go somewhere else. Forgot his name. Sorry. Well, AJ Styles interview because now the match was set for the pay-per-view. AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle for the title. But now Adam Bischoff says, oh no, that's not a pay-per-view. That's tonight. Get your boots on, because tonight's the night you're going to fight Kurt Angle. Jeff Jarrett talks. Oh, and this is where it gets interesting. Oh crap. Jeff Jarrett talks, feud with Hogan, but Hogan, he's like, it's a heel turn for him on Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's the creator of TNA. So the crowd didn't like that. So I don't know if that was good enough. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Abyss versus Samoa Joe. 3.5 out of 5. Samoa Joe won. You would think he would win. Nasty Boys come in, demolish Team 3D's locker room. And next in the main event, AJ versus Kurt Angle for the main title, for the big title. Masked Man and Feuders, but that doesn't really give anything because AJ Styles retains his title. And I'm gonna give you a little right now. 3 to 1. Basically, it affects the oldies. Scott Hall, X-Pac, Hulk Hogan, and Eric Bischoff beat up on Mick Foley because Mick Foley was jealous of Hulk Hogan's spot.